Welcome to the show. After the show, it happens right after the show. Cheers. For some reason, I looked up at the microphone halfway through that. I don't know why.
Oh,
I was like, oh, microphone.
Microphone is right there, just out of frame. It's like right, but as close to in frame as it could be.
Yes.
Without being in frame.
Yeah, we're so good like that.
Oh, that's how the pros do it. That's why they call it Rocket League.
That's why they call it Rocket League. So today we got, this was actually unexpected. We had a different video filmed for today, and we got the release of the new cover for the Crimes of Grindelwald screenplay, which is basically...
It's like a sequel cover.
Yes. So this was the first one. So we have the new one, which was awesome because there are just so many details.
It's supposed to be. I didn't see this.
Thunderbird?
Thunderbird, you think?
Maybe? I don't know.
Maybe? I don't know.
We have theorized before that each of the movies will feature a new one of the
house mascots for Ilvermorny.
Yes. So it'll be interesting to see which one this is. But yeah, so we got this new cover, and it was just like immediately upon pouring through it. Like, I went through and I was like, oh man, look at that. And I texted you, and you were like, hey, did you find anything cool? And I was like, well, I think, the Dark Mark is kind of interesting.
Dark Mark, pretty neat.
And you were like, oh,
but wait.
Child's play, my dear boy.
I have spotted a dragon!
A dragon! Which is gonna be, oh man, I'm thinking it's gotta be Newt's Patronus.
Yeah, that, I didn't make that connection. So I wrote the whole script. Ben was sick yesterday while I was writing this whole thing. And then he breezed through it this morning and added himself, and I was reading through it, and I was like, oh, that makes sense!
Yeah.
Because it still fits the spoiler thing, because if you say Newt's Patronus is a dragon, it's spoilery because if it's a dragon, he has to be fighting something big with it, right?
Yes.
Because otherwise, Patronuses have only ever been used on screen to fight Dementors, but that can't be their only purpose.
It literally can't be, and the other fun fact I stumbled across the other day is that apparently Dumbledore invented the ability to send messages with the Patronus. So, and he did it within the Order of the Phoenix. So, the first one. So, at this point in the movie, a Patronus would exclusively, as far as we know, be used to fight a Dementor. And if he's going to have one in this movie, there must just be an entirely new purpose for it.
Right.
And the other end of that is that, they make such a big deal about Harry being able to do a Patronus. It's like, if all it does is ward off Dementors, that's not a super practical
it's not
spell
useful
to learn
all the time. There had to be another reason for someone to invent this other than Dementors. Well, maybe not, but it would make sense if it did other things besides just that.
Yes, yeah. So my presumption is that we will see, on the Wikipedia page for a Patronus, I think we will see new information added to its ability. That's my theory.
I tend to agree with you. It makes so much sense because Credence or the Obscurials look sort of Dementor-y anyway. They're they seem to be just sort of darkness unleashed a little bit,
No, you're exactly right. It is it's a what do they call it? A magical parasite.
Yeah, it's a cancer or something.
Yeah, and the fact that it comes from this idea of repression and that Patronuses kind of represent the light within, I feel like it makes a ton of sense that you would have that sort of light and dark colliding.
Right.
It would make sense that something that comes from positivity would be a worthy adversary to
something that came from repression.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that can super make sense. The real question about this one though is Credence is a big character, and I love the actor who plays him. I think he just he plays well. But I'm very curious to see how relevant he is to the story going forward. Just because obviously the main conversation is Grindelwald.
Right. So
and Credence isn't necessarily a villain. He is
kind of like an anti-hero or just sort of a, what is it? Not antagonist, just tritagonist or something.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah. He's not evil of his own accord. He's just sort of misunderstood. And this could, we talked a little in the past how we thought Maledictus will kill him because of that Aesop's fable about the snake and the raven.
Yep.
And she's the snake and he's the raven.
Right.
Sort of. So we've talked about that, and his purpose, he can almost serve the role of giving you a reason to hate Nagini because like she kills him or something.
Sure.
Like that could be part of it.
Like further kind of amplifies your hatred towards like what Nagini is, because truthfully, like Nagini is only ever obeying the command from Voldemort. So like her evilness is by proxy. You know, like it's not really like her actions on her own. Like she can't go out and do the things that like Bellatrix or Barty Crouch Jr. or any of like the Death Eaters can do, where they're like actively being involved in like the wizarding world.
Other than like she does do the Bathilda Bagshot thing.
That is true. I don't know how exactly that worked. That's a weird one.
It's also, but I like how we're talking about it. It's definitely Nagini.
Oh, I know. You're right. You're right. We are doing that. That keeps coming. Yeah. I don't know if it's because that theory just went so like mega viral, like where it was just everywhere, where it's like, oh, well, like everybody's talking about
it. It's just everyone knows.
We just must be right.
Has to be.
No.
Yeah, it's totally possible. She's not Nagini.
It would make sense though. Like what I was trying to say, like if you actually got to see Nagini as like its own decision making entity,
right,
doing extreme negative, like how it and Voldemort with the parcel mouth.
That could even be the link to like why the Dark Mark is on the cover of this.
Right.
For some reason, or what is obviously supposed to look like the Dark Mark.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that like it's certainly close.
Yeah.
So I think that's really interesting. And that is the other thing I keep saying about this, is that like the more that these movies can add backstory to things we already know about, the better. Like that's gonna be super fun. That's not fan service. That's like further universe development, which is really fun.
World building. I like it.
Yeah. Do you have any other thoughts?
I just hope that if it's not a porcupine, it's a dragon.
Yeah. Hashtag porcupine for the win. Although hashtag would also be okay with a dragon.
Hashtag would be okay with dragon.
Yes. Okay, until next time.
Bye. That'd be pretty cool.